Hi, everyone. So, as you know, the essential question we've been working on during reading time is how do things move? And we've been learning all about different kinds of forces. So, those forces are the things that set things into motion, make them move. We talked about pushes and pulls. And those are the biggest forces that we see out in our world that make things move. So, a push might be something like when you kick a soccer ball and that push with your foot makes the soccer ball fly into the air. We also learned about a pull, like when we read in the book yesterday about people pulling a sled through the snow. And then we also started talking about this force called gravity. And gravity is a force that makes things come back down. So when something goes up, it doesn't go floating around up into space. Gravity is that invisible force that makes it come back down to the ground. And today we're going to talk about a different kind of force called magnetic force. So magnetic force is the one that works in magnets. And maybe you recognize these. These are from our classroom. And maybe you've tried playing with magnets before and you've seen that they can stick together. And so I can pick up a magnet without even touching it and made it move. Maybe you've tried pushing really hard to make magnets on opposite ends go together and there's a force that just does not let them come together. And you can also try picking things up. I put out some paper clips here and I can use the magnet to bring the paper clips to the magnet without even touching them. So that's a fun experiment that you can try out at home too. There's going to be an experiment they describe in our text today that you might want to try as well. So as you know, with shared reading, we're going to take turns. I will read the text first to you and I want you to just listen. Your purpose for listening is to learn more about this force called magnetic force, to learn some important details, and then I will ask you to do an echo read with me. So first things first, just put on a listening cap. This is, what can a magnet do? A magnet can pull or attract objects made of certain metals. So this word attract is another word for come together. So the magnets make things come together. A magnet can attract paper clips and nails. It can even move an object without touching it. If you put a nail in a glass and press the magnet against the outside of the glass, the nail is pulled toward the magnet. We call this attraction magnetic force. So cool, right? So this is the experiment they're talking about. And if you don't have a screw, you could also use a paper clip like I did and try putting it inside a glass like this. And then if you have a magnet, maybe there's one on your refrigerator right now, you can take that off and try moving the metal paper clip inside the glass without touching it, just using that magnetic force from the outside. All right, so we're going to read through this text one more time. This time, let's do an echo read. So I'll read first and then it will be your turn. What can a magnet do? A magnet can pull or attract objects. Made of certain metals. A magnet can attract paper clips and nails. It can even move an object without touching it. If you put a nail in a glass, and press the magnet against the outside of the glass, and press the magnet, the nail is pulled toward the magnet. The nail We call this attraction magnetic force. All right, good job. So it's pretty cool, isn't it? This whole idea that there's this force that we can't see, another invisible force out there that's making things move. So I think that the most important detail that the author wants us to learn from this text is what magnets do, right? Our title sort of introduces it for us. He's saying, what can a magnet do? And then after reading, we know that a magnet can attract objects made of certain metals, and that just means only some kinds of metals will come to a magnet. There are some kinds of metals that won't come, but certain kinds will attract to a magnet. And that you can even move things without touching it. Like if you put something inside something clear like a glass, that magnet pushed up against the side of it will move the nail inside the glass without even touching it. It's just that magnetic force. Pretty cool stuff. So I want to read through this text just one more time, and I want you to listen. And while you listen, I want you to look and listen for an important sight word you've been working on this week. I want you to look for the word this. T-H-I-S. This. All right. What can a magnet do? A magnet can pull or attract objects made of certain metals. A magnet can attract paper clips and nails. It can even move an object without touching it. If you put a nail in a glass and press the magnet against the outside of the glass, the nail is pulled toward the magnet. We call this attraction magnetic force. Did you find that sight word, this? Oh, you went a little closer here to see. It was right down here at the end. We call this attraction magnetic force. All right, good job, everyone. If you have a chance today to play with some magnets and some metal, try using a paper clip or maybe a safe screw or nail with your parents around, and let me know what you discover. Bye, guys.